Hello, students. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope that you have understood and seen the previous videos. In this particular video, we will be discussing about the next topics, the next concepts which we have to discuss in this particular chapter. And as I have not taken any live class with you, so I don't know. I hope we will be meeting soon in the live class. So, till then, starting this video, the very first thing which we have to discuss is production. When the production word comes into action or when it comes to your mind, it means that you are producing or making something. In economic terms, when we talk about making something, it means we are creating the utility of that thing. Like if I am having a log of wood, it is of no use until I create it, I create something out of it. I make a table, I make a chair, that is, I'm changing its form or I'm changing its shape. So that is known as the form utility. And if we add the transport cost to it, okay, if we add the place changing into it, it is known as the place utility. Like the form is changed in the workshop and then it is transported to some other place, so it is known as the place utility. And if you say that there is storage duration and they are made available to the consumers after some time, so that is time utility. Even the direct services, those your maid servants they give you, the services provided by them are direct and they are also giving you the utility. So all these acts of creation, or you can say adding the utility by changing the form, by changing the place, time, etc., or giving the direct services, it is known as production. All these things are placed under production. The time, the place and the form utility, even the direct services also are placed in under it. When we talk about factors of production, there are many factors of production. Like the very first one is the land or the other natural resources available to us. The second one is labor, that is our working population, our human capital or skills. All the human capital covers the working population as well as the skilled population. When we talk about the capital, that is the third one, it means that we are using the money to form the products. Okay, so this way, when we use all these three factors in a very intelligent way, you can say, so the entrepreneurship is required to place all these things properly so that we can get the products. Okay, for the production of goods as well as the services, these are required in to be used in a proper way. And you know that the wants are unlimited and resources are limited, so we have to be very careful. Then we will be talking about investment. When we talk about investment, you know that the money which is spent on the capital goods, etc., like machines, that we require them, we require the land, we require plants, factories, buildings, etc., for the work. So all the money spent on such things is known as the investment, or you can say it increases the capital stock also. If you will invest in something, ultimately after some time, after a period of time, you will be getting money, you will be getting the profits. So it will increase the capital stock as well as it will increase the productive capacity. Once you get the profit, then you will think about getting or increasing that profit. So it will change the scenario, okay, and it will change the outlook also. When we talk about the expenditure on the shares and stocks, it is also termed as investment, but it is from the individual's point of view. Okay, like it is from my point of view, from someone else who has purchased it, but it is just the transfer of the ownership, you can say. Like I'm having a share, other person comes and purchases it from me, I am transferring the ownership. So whenever we count it in the national, you can say, capital formation, we don't include the shares and bonds which are transferred. Okay, we just include the capital formation that is new or that is created during that particular time. So this is all which is present in this particular part. And when we talk about the capital formation, the capital formation and capital, there is a very slight difference in it. When we talk about the capital, it is a part of the wealth or income which we are using for the production of the goods or services. Okay, it can be physical capital, it can be financial capital also. Okay, Talking about the very first type of the capital, that is financial capital, it tells you about the shares or the debentures that you are on which, you can say, on which the shares you have purchased, you are getting the dividend or interest over it. You are earning that interest over that share or debenture you have purchased. So that is the financial capital. While on the other hand, when we talk about the physical capital, we talk about the physical assets we are having, like we are having a machinery, plant is there, a factory is there, or the equipment is there present over there. So that is your physical capital. While you can say that the financial capital, it is only representing a claim on what, on your physical capital asset you are having. So when we estimate the national capital, the nation's capital, we will be just talking about the physical capital, we'll not talk about the financial capital. Okay, while on the other hand, capital formation is the process of creating physical capital. Now, this is the graph in which business cycle is shown to you. On y-axis, we are having output, income, and employment, as it is said that they are same. Some economists, they think that output, income, and employment, they are considered to be same. While on the x-axis, we are having time. So, starting from boom, we will be starting that the economy has reached the boom stage. When we reach this stage, we have utilized the natural resources to the fullest and we are having full employment situation. So due to some reason, what happens, the economy, it starts fluctuating and the slope, it gets downwards, which means the recession starts up. When we reach the bottommost point, at that point the depression is there in the economy and we are having very much problems are faced. We are having many problems at this time during the depression. And again, you can say that this stage will not remain. Another stage will come, that is the government will come into action and they will start planning different plans for the recovery of the economy, as they don't want us to be in depression. So they'll start taking the actions, they'll change the monetary and the fiscal policies, give certain initiatives they will be taking, like they will be doing deficit financing and increasing the money supply, so that the economy, it can be taken into the recovery stage. So here it has been explained that during the business, what is basically the business or the trade cycle, it tells you about the less or more regular fluctuations in the economy. The economic activities, they are facing the problems, like we have discussed, the boom, recession, depression, and recovery are the four stages. And mostly the government is taking actions during such situations in order to handle all these problems. Okay, so moving towards the next part, that is your aggregate demand and aggregate supply. When we talk about the demand of all the goods and services together, taken together, we talk about the gross domestic product. Okay, and we are talking about the final goods only. In national income, we will be discussing this in detail. So you just have to keep in your mind that all the activities in the demand terms, it is known as aggregate demand. We take three types to three ways are there to calculate it, but here you are only concerned with the basic concept. So I'm just telling you that in the GDP you have to take the consumption expenditure as well as the investment. Okay, both the things you have to take into account. And when we talk about the supply side, it refers to the quantity of all the goods and services that the producers are making, or they are willing to sell them. Okay, now again, the last concept of this video, that is your inflation. Basically, the rise in the general price level is known as inflation. And when we talk about inflation, it can be of various types. In your syllabus, we have demand pull and cost push inflation. Both are present. We have to discuss them. We will be discussing them in detail. We'll have a detailed video on the inflation and different types of inflation. In this, they have just told you about the levels of inflation, like the mild level, which is very much necessary also. It should be there. Okay, the moderate level, the higher, and the hyperinflation. So as the name suggests, they have the increasing rate. Like you can say the walking inflation is there, that is a mild one. The moderate inflation is there, with you can say 4 to 6% of the rate is there, and hyperinflation, it is having lot more, like double digit inflation, or it is also known as double digit inflation, as sudden changes seen in the prices. Okay, so this was it about this video, and I hope to see you soon in the lecture live video lecture or class. Let us see what happens, but still we need your cooperation. If you have the live lectures and you want better understanding, till then stay home, stay safe.